Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot from ElliotOracle.com, and I thought it'd be fun to do some New Year's readings for 2020. Since we're not just ending a year, we're also ending a decade. It just feels like this is a really important time to take stock of where you've been and also where you've headed. So I'm going to do a short little reading for every astrological sign, and in this first video, we're going to go over the signs of Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. So to begin with Aries, if you're an Aries or you have a lot of Aries in your chart, this is going to be the message for you. The first card we're going over is what you've learned or what you're letting go of at this time. Page of Wands. Next is where your breakthrough will be felt in your life this next year. Knight of Swords. And then finally, I'm going to pick a mythic archetype, a god or goddess, that's going to be looming in the background of your life this next year. And that's Hephaestus. Okay, so first card is the Page of Wands, which is a card of aspiration and growth. So it's saying where you're coming from is a period of intense growth. You can see the Page of Wands is using that wand as a measuring rod, and he's not quite measuring up to the height of the staff in front of him, but he's still growing into it. He's also got that little red plume in his cap, which means that he's really passionate about what his mind is set on. And this card is just saying that what you're coming from is a period of intense growth. What's going to be ahead for you and where your breakthrough is going to be mostly felt is taking better care of yourself. We got the Knight of Swords over this next year, which means that things are rushing. They're going forward very quickly. And that Knight of Swords is just saying that you need to be kinder to your body. You need to learn to slow down. And you also need to think before you leap. Aries is known for their speed, and so this doesn't surprise me that the Knight of Swords is just saying that you're charging full speed ahead. And then where is this really taking place? I think that mythic archetype of Hephaestus is important because he's the god of the forge. He's the god of work and artistry and creativity as well. And so what you've been trying to strive for or really get moving, this next year it looks like you're going to have a really big breakthrough with it, but you do have to watch your energy levels. It's going to be a highly productive time, in other words. Hephaestus is also a card that can really come up when it's time to be creative in some way, or when it's time to channel your energy into something that is going to last or be meaningful, or affect the other people around you in some way of service. And so that Hephaestus energy is just telling you to take care of your goals and really to be introspective, to put some of that energy inward instead of always rushing out into the world, much like that Page of Wands and Knight of Swords archetype. So that is the message for Aries for 2020. The next message is going to be for the sign of Taurus. So if you're a Taurus or you just have a lot of Taurus in your chart, this is going to be the message for you. And again, our first card is what you've learned or what you're letting go of from the last year, Magician. Where your breakthrough is going to be found in this next year, the King of Pentacles. And then that mythic archetype that's really going to help you over the next year as well, Hestia. Okay, so the Magician indicates big breakthroughs have been happening for you, Taurus. You've been taking control of your mind and of your mindset. You've been really focusing more on what you're trying to manifest at this time. And you're realizing that your thoughts are like magic spells. They're totally weaving the reality that you've created for yourself. And the beauty of that Magician card, especially when he comes up in a passing position, is that you've learned that if you can change your mind, you can change your life, you can change your focus. And so the Magician is coming up to say that you've mastered something, that you've really gotten back in charge of where your life's direction is going. Then we also got that King of Pentacles, which says that your biggest breakthrough for Taurus is actually going to be on that financial stable level this next year. King of Pentacles is a perfect card for Taurus. It just indicates that there's more financial stability ahead for you, security, and it's also indicating that whatever you've made some adjustments with your mindset in this last year is really going to be benefiting your bottom line the year later, this next year coming up of 2020. And then also we got Hestia, the goddess of the home. And this could indicate that things are going to become a little more stable in your home life. It could indicate that the stability that the King of Pentacles is really foretelling is going to be more around your home center. And whenever we see Hestia, she's telling you that you're never wasting energy if you invest that energy in your home or in your base of operations. If you have a really strong base of operations to work out from, it's really going to affect everything else in a much more positive way. So that is the message for Taurus. It looks like a very successful year ahead. And then we have the sign of Gemini. And so if you're a Gemini, or you just have a lot of Gemini in your chart, this is going to be the message for you. And the first card we've got is what you've learned and what you're letting go of. The World. Wow, that's amazing. Next is where your breakthrough will be found this next year. Four of Wands. And then lastly, we got this mythic archetype that's going to be working in the background of your life over this next year. And we got Athena. So very cool for Gemini. Number one, the World card in the past says that what you've mastered is completing a cycle. You've graduated, you've really finished, and you've moved up to the next level, whatever that is for you. And what you might be learning to let go of is the completion process. It's really hard, in other words, to complete something because you finish it and then you have to let it go and then you have to surrender it and you don't have control over it anymore. And so some of the challenge with that World card is also just having the faith in yourself that now that this is completed, it is time to move on. We also got that Four of Wands card, which says that where your breakthrough is going to come for you this next year is in your social interactions. This is going to be with other people. It's going to be with networking, connecting, socializing. And it may not be a time where you really have to lash the whip over your own back to be productive. But instead, it could be a time where it's more important for you to make connections. And this could be collaborating with people from far away, or even just reconnecting with friends. The Four of Wands is a really lighthearted card. So sometimes this card says that a lot of benefit will come to you if you just enjoy the company that you're keeping and if you reconnect with people that make your heart sing or make you feel really positive. And then we also got Athena, the goddess of wisdom and crafts and war. And the goddess of war is not the war goddess because she loves battle, but instead because she employs a strategic mind. And so when Athena's coming up, she's in your background this next year, and she's really going to help you plot out your strategy, plot out your chess moves. This is also a card or an archetype of wisdom. And so this could be a time where you're really using your experience. And when I see Athena along with that World card, what this could really indicate is that you may be drawing upon past experiences or past mastery and really employing that in this next year. So whereas the 2019 was learning to lead up to something and to really gather the knowledge, that World card says that the knowledge gathering is finished, and now it's time to employ that knowledge strategically. And it might also be with your social interactions. That's where your big breakthrough could be coming from, or where it could be coming from. All right, so that is the message for Gemini, and that is the end of video one. I do hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I invite you to go to elliotoracle.com, not just for New Year's, but over this next year as well, and schedule a session with me if you are so inclined. Otherwise, I will be doing these little videos every week, and I hope you all have a happy and safe New Year. Take care.